So eventually they make it into a car, and they head up the Mississippi towards St. Louis. And this is Haley's version of this particular moment. It starts in August 3rd, 1977. Elvis goes. There's the Mozambique Massacre, 16 go. There's Cyclone Pradesh, 20,000 go. There's tractors, trucks, in Washington, D.C. No dough, no sow, no grow. Gas trouble. And towards the end of this section we have Jonestown, 900 go. If you have little images of those times, bring them up. The colors, the scents, the music. Memphis Rendezvous. Reconcile all roundabouts. The Trans Am belching stalls on Wagner and Beale Street. I'm Cash, too. We conk by South 2nd, stretch and stroll. Sam dumpster dives for bogue crust served up on trash can lids, while I pluck from behind clumps of carnations, generously tucked away for just us, cold milks, fresh flan, and pie. Great, he gulps. And I'm riled, too. A most sumptuous eats for two. You lost me. Sam's suddenly downtrodden, beleaguered, which gets me all eagers to cut out. Road running again, loaded for speed, past wallowing tractors and migrant sorrow, flying saucers and gymnasts. Only now the California cruiser can't cope. Gear shreds, suspension bends, antifreeze spills. My Sam ever carked, me too. And to top it off, we're low on fuel. Fuel. The Pinto wagon gasps on by roller discos and mopeds. Generics and bottled water for sale. Gasoline diminishing. At least there's a station, but Pump Zot only takes wad. I offer the spare. Owner plug shrugs fair, splinks the tank, wants me for a drink. Not even scared. Getting on a tire blows. The VW Rabbit, barely full, no longer barreling, too soon slowing, gushing air defeatedly. Without an extra fix, I circle around our newly nixed trip pleasantly. Even if I'm dour, too, expelling grooves. And worse, stock still, understanding at last the peril pursuing us. Fast against our trip, a reversing at hand, gathering to control, hold, and disband us. Here then my choke of fear. I am no longer strong enough to defy such greed, revenge against whimsy, to deny and plunder us and bind me. Still, though mired, hungry, low on gas, I truck over to the river marsh to catch up with bare-headed Sam, kiss his sweet mouth, and wandering together, wonder of a way to continue our charge from the persistence of the world. His slim hands, scrubby knees, still exquisitely free, wanting all he may always have of me. Let's skip stones, I simple, and we do, finding thin, slick earth rings, which by shoulder and hip, elbow and wrist, releasing any grip, I skid skimming flat flips across the waters east, to Asheville, south to New Orleans, even skipping horizons north for permanently icebound coasts, umpteen hops, minute dribbles, soaring scores of arcs, tripling on, up, down, and across this ever-aching river flow. I am the flow, and all the bounces, too. Sam, of course, also throws his weight around, hurling blocks of rock, tumbling out and down, only once, with just a thick kerplunk. No hops. Hardly surprising. But on and on he struts, over such ridiculous splashes, guttering proudly, Chattanooga, Baton Rouge, Anchorage, a confounding one. Additionally pipetting, excellent. But here's a surprise. Mid-huck for another mud-mucky thirst splunk, I actually applaud vigorously his aplomb, my palms repeatedly meeting. Curious. We continue on our travels, slipping rods for catalytic meltdowns, misfires coughing us along on shreddling tires. Rip, rap, hish, 3 more flats. Even with my left wrist platinumy twist, past Carbondale and on to Waterloo. I'm happy with you, I abruptly shout. So happy. And he's so sweet then, and quiet, surprised obviously by me, blushing until he just pats my knee. The Dodge Omni grunting bitterly onward, collapsing shocks turning to chunks, rack and pinion seizing, pulling us left, brakes softening with each pump, the Spavine Plymouth horizon gasping. Guess. No. Over the hill for any off-ramp where we might laze, play, and leisurely perhaps participate. There's the most important wage, to experience this need and wait. And even if Sam's always for the break loose and accelerate, he too needs to take 5. Sam, all saggy snoot now, pallid cheek, weary and teen, but still somehow his green eyes with flecks of gold keep smiling tenderly for me. He nods then, and I nod, slowly. We can't go on. I sigh, he sighs, slowly taking an exit for a smooth loop, clattering hubcaps free, swerving us by concrete curbs, chop shops, and shut schools, through desolate parks. Everyone sells the dream, but I live it. Pin oak, bowing defeatedly. Sam head turns our wares. But how can we stay? Unload the car. Oh, and get a job. Until when? For how long? Promises threaten departure, except Sam holds all 3, just by reaching over and cradling my hand carefully.